Welcome back to a brand new Portsmouth podcast. Who needs another one? Well, this is just 20 minutes of weekly chat where Pompey Walk, where we look at the best and the worst takes from social media following Portsmouth games. Welcome to a brand new season. We've got Sam and Sasha and various other Pompey fans coming across the season to give us their views on what should be a quite exciting season for Pompey. How are you doing, Sasha? Good summer. Looking forward to this one?
Yeah, buzzing for it. Ever since football finished, I've been looking forward to the next season. So glad it started now.
Brill, yeah. And Sam, you the same? Yeah. As soon as the final whistle went against Hull, I bet you just couldn't wait to get this one started. Yeah,
yeah, absolutely. It's been kind of boring summer, so I'm glad that football's back.
Excellent. Okay. The way we do things on here, we have a set menu. We go through 3 or 4 different items, and we'll get these guys' view on all of it. Of course, we're focusing this week on the predictions of where Pompey are going to finish. We're going to talk about the Oxford result as well, and we're also talking about what's left to do in the summer transfer window. But first of all, let's congratulate Pompey on the first win of the season. I mean, it's Oxford United. You always beat Oxford United, Sasha, don't you? You've got this almost grip-like vice over their results, and as lots of Pompey fans were saying, bring on the Aussies. What was your impression of the game?
I mean, we do have a decent record against Oxford. I don't want to say too much because we've still got to play them at Fratton Park whenever later on this season. So, Easter Monday. Hopefully it's another 3 points then. But it was a really good game, and like the tweet said, Adrian Segecic, the main Aussie that was on show yesterday, you can just tell he's a different type of player. I don't know how we've ended up with him. He kind of feels out of place in a good way. He just seems like an insane player, a little Australian Messi.
Yeah, he'll be going in my EFL fantasy team next week against Norwich. I can guarantee that. Either of you know much about him in terms of what his stats are, previous stats are? Any info on him?
Joint top goal scorer in the A-League last season. One of Sydney's FC's best creative prospects. Thought to be one of Australia's best young prospects. And he had interest from all over Europe, MLS, Premier League, Championship. And I don't know, Moose worked some sort of magic with him and brought him down here.
Yeah, of course we had you had him on loan, didn't you, last year? So maybe there's other good words gone in previously from was it Harrington? No, I got that name wrong, haven't I? Who was a lone defender last year?
We had Matthews and then
Matthews,
Waddington.
Waddington, Bill. Sam, your take on the game?
Yeah, I didn't think it was too bad. First half was a little bit dull, classic first game of the season, and then we kind of ramped it up second half. Got our goal, and then in true Pompey style, last 15 minutes, we were kind of holding on there. But glad to get away from Oxford with 3 points, which is just as many stands as they have. So
Now, come on, very nice. Your buddies from League One, you got to. Morton256 on Twitter says, so nice having Poole and Shaughnessy fully fit and playing together, which of course you didn't have the luxury of too often last year, Sasha. Agree with the tweet?
Yeah, absolutely. There's a tweet that I saw on the coach home yesterday that was like, it's been so many months since them two have played together, but we have yet to have lost a single game where that pairing has played. So, and they're two brilliant defenders. It doesn't shock me in the slightest.
Yeah, absolutely. Also, we had this one as well from Peter. Sam says most impressive thing about the Oxford result was that we won without Murphy. I think if he was playing today, we may have won by 2 or 3. Nothing like early season confidence, isn't there, from Pompey fans? We understand it's a small problem that he's got, Sam.
Yeah, I heard it was just a slight hamstring injury. So he should be good for West Brom, I hear. But definitely agree with that tweet. The young Italian Beninacci or Beninacci or he could have had 2 or 3 goals yesterday. I wasn't impressed with him, though, to be honest. He's this season's Silvera, in my opinion. He needs to step it up. Otherwise, I could see him. And he only played really, I think, because Murphy was injured and the young Korean lad wasn't up to fitness. So, yeah, it'll be nice to get Murphy back. But yeah, it is again impressive win without our best player.
Yeah, no, you won't hear too many Swansea fans be sad at the loss of Bianchini. Sasha, what was your view of other debutants or other players? I mean, you brought, say, the young lad who was on loan from Spurs off the bench, make a cameo appearance, look a tidy player.
Yeah, a lot of energy, a lot of confidence. He's throwing himself into positions. He's sticking his leg out. For quite a small profile player, that's quite good. A lot of the time, because they're so small and they don't have that physical presence, they kind of need to substitute it with other little things. And yeah, he definitely did that, very much like how Segecic did it. Just get stuck in, be a bit feisty, Jack Russell energy. So I thought, yeah, he was brilliant. And to be honest, everyone else played a decent part. I echo what Sam said earlier. Bianchini wasn't impressive, but he had chances. And when you're a player on low confidence, you want to give him as many chances as possible, because as soon as he tucks one away, you never know, he might just kick on from there.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, there was that one chance where he just passed it straight to the goalkeeper. And
how he didn't score that.
Yeah.
Again, Swansea fans will tell you he just doesn't. Sam, when Lang went off, there were many fans saying that actually you started to get a little bit heavy and you were making problems for yourselves, and it seemed a little bit higgledy-piggledy once Lang went off. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, definitely. Lang definitely brought the energy up on that side there, and yeah, I totally agree with that. And when he went off as well, Bishop went pretty quiet. So yeah, I think we're definitely going to rely on those big players there to bring the energy from on the field and get the crowd rolled up and everything like that. But again, true Pompey style, we hung on there for the last 15 minutes. But echoing what we said earlier, I was really impressed with the back four there. The back four, I think, were very solid and definitely better than what we had at the start of last season. So, yeah.
Super. Do follow us on Spotify and Amazon, Apple Music if you want to listen to the show rather than watch it. And obviously, please do drop us a quick like and subscribe. We'd love to get to 20 subscribers by the end of the week. That'd be massive. We fully respect there's loads of other great Pompey content out there, but we're just doing 20 minutes of chat every week. Brilliant. Right, we'll leave Oxford there alone for a second. Then let's talk transfers. Then we've got another 2 weeks of this, so we're not going to ask you to grade kind of where you think you're at. But Sasha, there's been a number of fans, I'm not sure whether you call it whining or complaining, but certainly voicing their displeasure that not much to their standards has been done. Were you, even yourself, expecting a little bit more to have been done by now?
I mean, every season, especially when you're looking at players, we're a club that like to bring in a few loans from the Premier League, your under 21 players, and when your Premier League clubs are still on pre-season tours and whatnot, you're going to have to wait a little bit later. Like, we didn't bring Freddie Potts, who was arguably one of our best players last season, until right at the end of the window. So there's no reason why, another Premier League youngster doesn't come through the door before then. I know defensively we're basically finished. No more defenders are coming in the door. I believe another premium right winger is on the cards, whatever that means, whether that's going to be a young player with high potential coming in, or a slightly older, more experienced player for a lump sum. I guess we just got to wait and see. I do think we have filled a lot of gaps where we've needed to so far. We've brought in players in positions that we needed to, and I think now it's just a little bit of patchwork and adding a little bit of extra depth at this point.
Sam, where do you feel you're short in terms of depth across the pitch?
I think we need another striker. I don't think we've replaced Sadie. So yeah, I definitely think another striker is on the cards. because I didn't know who we were going to play up front yesterday, and then suddenly we see Bishop on the team sheet, and we're like, oh, okay, sneaky Machinio again, hiding Bishop. So yeah, I definitely think another striker is there just to replace Bishop and also give him a rest every now and again. So yeah, striker. I'm excited to see that winger. I haven't heard about that winger, but yeah, I think we're good defensively, and yeah, definitely another striker.
Yeah, and not too many significant outgoings, Sasha, either. I mean, we've obviously lost a few players which probably wouldn't have played a part anyway this season, but the main names are still under contract, and we haven't really heard too many rumours about any of them wanting to leave or even inquiries, which is good.
Yeah, I mean, the only player that I feel like we're going to miss out on losing is Sadie. I think he is a character and a player that every single club in the country could do with. Someone that can come on, get the fans up and roaring, bring a lot of strength and physicality to his game, see off games where we're 1-0 up or 2-1 up, or help us nitpick a draw if needed. I think he's a massive loss. So like Sam said, we need to bring in another striker to challenge Bishop, or at least someone that can provide that physicality and give us a different way of seeing through games when we're not in control. But yeah, the only other player that might be potentially leaving that I'd be gutted about is Matt Ritchie. Very similar. He's a huge character, lots of experience, Pompey fan. It'll be gutting to see him go, but
yeah.
Who knows?
Is there that age where you may start to think about joining the coaching staff, do you think? Or
Probably. I think the main reason he is leaving is because of a disagreement over playing time. So he definitely sees himself, at least for this season, as being someone that can play 40-something games. And obviously Mousinho has said to him, look, I can't promise you that for whatever reasons. And they've just said, all right, that's fine. So I could see Matt Ritchie stepping down to possibly a League One side, maybe joining as a player coach. I don't know.
Yeah, okay. All right. Thanks for that. Let us know in the comments what you think is needed. That'd be great. All right. Finally, then, we're asking you to think about where Pompey will finish. And, of course, don't forget, we'll play this back to you in May to see how wrong or right you are. To help you out with it, I'm going to give you a team. And then I'd like you to just say higher or lower as to whether you think Pompey will finish higher or lower than that team, if that is okay. Sam, we'll start with you. Millwall.
Higher.
Okay. Sasha, QPR.
Higher.
Okay. Sam, Preston.
Ooh. Higher by 2 spots.
Sasha, Watford.
Lower.
Sam, Wrexham.
Lower, just because I think they're on a roll. Although they really could have done us a favor yesterday if they held on. But yeah, I'm going to say lower.
Okay. Sasha, based on what you saw yesterday, Oxford.
Higher.
Okay. Sam, Norwich.
Oh, Norwich always fall off at the end of the season. Higher. I say we're going to finish higher than Norwich. Yeah.
Okay. And Sasha, the Red Lot.
Higher. They're 24th. Higher.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, a bit mean to me the last one. Apologies. Right, let's get a number out of you then, please. Now we're not allowed to say the numbers 12. Well, I'll let you have 11 or 13, but no 12s. Sam, where are Pompey finishing this season?
Well, I watched a lot of football over the weekend. I watched the game on Friday. Birmingham looked like a very decent side, so St Andrews there, and then obviously Scummers and Wrexham, and then us. And then after watching Leicester and Sheffield today, I'm going to go 10th. I think we're going to finish 10th.
Wow, that is... I did not expect that. Sasha, higher than 10th?
No, not higher. I wish. No, you've got to be realistic at the end of the day. We don't spend as much as other teams do. We don't pay as much wage as other teams do. I mean, we're a good side and we've got a brilliant manager. I do think it is going to be a case of getting to the 60-point mark, and then whether we do that in December, February or April, go from there and look at, what can we achieve? If we get 60 points by Christmas, I'm saying we're going for a title charge. But chances are we're gonna probably be on about half of that. But I'd say 14th. Small, steady progress.
Yeah, brilliant. And then, of course, we've mentioned last season, if you were watching, Mousinho is the only manager which starts this season as being in charge of the same club in the same dugout against all the other 18 clubs that were with us last season. That's an astonishing fact, isn't it? It's the first time that's ever happened, of course, in the Championship as well. Sam, first of all, what do you put that down to in terms from Mousinho's point of view? And then, Sasha, I'll ask you for your kind of... is this just indicative of where football is where we're at with football in the Championship? Why is it that Mousinho's the only one which was started the season last year?
Yeah, it's a funny one, and again, seeing over social media the past couple of weeks, you bringing up that stat there, I think that's absolutely remarkable. Not just in football, but just in sports in general these days, of keeping one manager. I think it's due to his like-mindedness with the city and with the owners keeping the consistency of the club. I think the owners want to be consistent with who's at the club, and then also with the city embracing Mousinho just in general as a manager. You look at him and you would say, yeah, he is from Portsmouth, and I think fans love him for that. And I think the owners are on board with what he's got planned and just with what his style is. I just think he fits the club perfectly as mentality and as just a person in general.
Yeah, because you had that sticky period last season, didn't you? Was it around November, sort of December time, when you had all those injuries, and we were seeing lots of hashtag Mousinho out. And I think this was genuinely the only podcast that, where the people on it didn't call for his head, and you said, look, when we get our players back, we'll be fine, and you were absolutely spot on. But Sasha, is this just sadly reflective of where we are now as the career of a football manager is only short?
It does seem like that when you got 23 other teams in the league all pulling the trigger way too fast. It does seem like that's just becoming the norm. It really shouldn't be. I can kind of understand to an extent, because the Championship is one of those leagues where you can make or break a club's future 5-10 plus years. Missing out on promotion can completely screw over a club. Gaining promotion, even if you're lucky, can set a club up for however many years. So I can kind of understand from that sense why you'd want to make sure you have the right person at all times and you have no slip-ups. But like you said, I was one person that was never Mousinho out through anything. That man did what several other managers couldn't do at Pompey, and that's get us out of League One. And then to keep us in the Championship. And you hear the way the players talk about him, especially new signings. So many of them say it took one chat with Mousinho and they were sold on joining Pompey, no other club. And as someone that has been a Pompey fan for however many years, I know that we're going to be offering less in terms of wage. I know that our facilities, especially in the Championship, aren't going to be as comparable to other clubs. But if we have this one man that's been a manager for, 2.5 years, 3 years, whatever it is now, if he's able to have that pull on players at this level and to keep a club that don't like spending money where we are, he's the man for the job. And I don't think any other manager could come in and do the job the same way he does. I really don't.
Here to that. We are quite proud, I think, the fact that not one of us called it, not one of you anyway, called it out last year when things were sticky. Oxford shifted, and that turned out to be a good result for them in the end, didn't it? not so much for Luton Town and for Cardiff. Right, thank you very much, you two. Next week we are talking shirts. We'll look at the home shirt, the away shirt. Now, some people have commented, yeah, very nice. Some people have commented on the away shirt. It's a little bit of a lazy effort this year, so I want to get your views on that. Please put your comments below and we'll read some of those out next week. And where does the away shirt sit with your favourite away shirts of all time? So join us for that debate next week. Also, of course, we're talking about Norwich City and the first game at Fratton Park, well, first league game at Fratton Park next Saturday morning. We'll be tuning in at 12:30 for that, and we're also talking League Cup, of course, as well. Good luck midweek. Join us for that every 7 days, 20 minutes. You can also listen to us, say, on the way to work, or watch us Monday from 6 o'clock. Thank you, Sam. Thank you, Sasha. Have a great week. Enjoy the Norwich game. We'll see you in 7.